Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tesla Center Point. Today, we will discuss what Elon Musk is talking about Tesla stock coming to $250,000 per share in 2030. Do you feel that is conceivable? All things considered, remain tuned until the end, since you won't have any desire to pass up the critical subtleties of what will happen Tesla stock in 2030, $250,000 per share. Impractical. Indeed, how about we find out? Elon Musk has been engaged with certain improvements recently. These advancements are demonstrating to build Tesla's stocks in approaching years. Tesla plans to make its batteries and computer chips. Most fundamental parts come from Tesla providers disseminated across the US, Europe, and Asia, which is probably going to support the battery income model. Will this be everything necessary to decide Tesla stock in 2030? We'll examine subtleties on these new turns of events and furthermore the battery income model. Yet, before we go any further, assuming you like this sort of satisfied, hit the like button, buy in and turn on notices to move modern on everything along on with Tesla. We should take a brief look at where Tesla may be in 2030. Tesla is presently assembling 2 additional processing plants, one in Berlin, Germany, and another in Texas. These structures are being created after effectively building and running plants in California and China for its typical yearly development and vehicle model deals. It has a half increment somewhere in the range of 2016 and 2020. The yearly creation of the electric vehicle producer expanded by 423,305. Assuming creation is radically improved and conveyance information is better, stocks could be pushed higher, much higher. Truth be told, in cost by 2030, it is assessed that almost 10 million vehicles will be sold. Is the $250,000 per share sticker price coming up? Currently in a financial backer call, Elon Musk discussed the various approaches to assessing Tesla these ways, the advancements that are set to expand Tesla's stock. To start with, he discussed utilizing full self-driving vehicles, which comes as its presently evolved Tesla Model 2. The name Model 2 probably won't be utilized since you can consider it a more modest form of a Model 3 when in the genuine feeling of the word, it's a more monetary variant. Tesla Model 2 is supposed to be the least expensive completely electric vehicle. The organization means to make this model reasonable to the typical pay person. Dissimilar to the Model 3, which sits somewhat above $45,000 in the US, the Model 3 was planned with cost-cutting elements from the Model S form. Highlights like air suspension, cooled seats, back screen, and instrument group were missing just to make it less expensive. This makes one wonder what different elements will the new Tesla model to be missing just to make it more reasonable than different models. Indeed, while we sit tight for the arrival of these models, we are certain that it will expand the worth of Tesla stock over the long haul. Another way Elon Musk is set to expand Tesla stocks by 2030 is a ballpark napkin math feeling of what income would be without full self-driving. This is the Tesla independent taxi, the Tesla robotaxi, an idea is approaching reality now. It is an intentionally fabricated vehicle to address explicit issues, having modern highlights. Elon Musk discussed energizing advancements about it during the telephone call after the arrival of Tesla's Q1 2022 monetary outcomes. He referenced that the robotaxis plan to furnish purchasers with the most minimal expense per mile or kilometer of transport than they have at any point experienced. The organization accepts that the robotaxi will be less expensive than a sponsored transport ticket. Assuming that that is valid, we're checking out a significant driver for Tesla's development before very long. That will make stocks rocket, and by 2030, we could be sure be discussing $250,000 per share, adding full self-driving benefits, and afterward taking that with a cost-income proportion to assessment. Tesla is on the excursion of rocket partakes soon. Do you recall a portion of the forecasts about the organization? I think this will be the greatest vehicle organization. I believe we will have 10 million vehicles, 15 million vehicles sold each year, in the end anticipated Ron Barron in 2018. I figure it very well, maybe a $500 billion battery business, $500 billion vehicle business. I allow that a preferable opportunity over 50-50. The purchase and hold very rich person financial backer said. With the status quo likely going, there's a high opportunity that stocks will continue to rise and will hit top stuff before long. By 2030, it's accepted that there will be a normal selling cost of $35,000. With 20 million units of vehicle deals coming to $700 billion. It is likewise assessed that in the following 10 years, all-out income of $1 trillion will be reached. Could Tesla's developing numbers and deals make their stock reach $250,000 by 2030? Some examination have assessed that the Tesla cost will hit $2,169, with a 211% increment. There are likewise different assessments. Gary Dark, an investigation from Future Asset, said that the electric vehicle industry will reach 60% by 2030, accomplishing a 21% of the auto piece of the pie they assessed. Development of Tesla appears to be troublesome, yet it is feasible. It might in any case be among one of the initial 5 automakers on the planet by 2030. It's as yet the market chief in electric vehicles, and should find an adequate number of purchasers for its vehicles all around the world universally by 2030, as per the Global Energy Organization. Electric vehicle deals could reach $145 million. That development will acquire cut-off points and advantages to Tesla the next few years. There could likewise be an expansion in rivalry for Tesla, as electric renditions of top models are being delivered by heritage automakers. Regardless of having different difficulties to look from cutthroat ventures, Tesla actually can possibly become perhaps the biggest automaker in the globe in the following decade. It's additionally working easily to accomplish fast development. It keeps up with benefits over its past rivalry in numerous perspectives, as in the space of promoting the advancement of programming, creation of batteries, deals, plan improvement, and creation of supercharging highlights. Its image, picture, and items highlights are a couple of its resources. Tesla is focusing on expanding the battery scope of its vehicles. Its top electric vehicle models have the longest reach that anyone could hope to find. A potential major hindrance to the development of Tesla's creation could be the accessibility of batteries because of the popularity that should be met. Plans to make batteries and buy them from providers are made by the organization. This is known as the battery income model, and the model targets expanding deals from cell providers. That is, enhancing their providers so they can build their creation in any event, when they are delivering their phones. That permits the providers to supply more battery cells to Tesla than what they could create themselves. Toward the day's end, the higher the batteries utilized underway, the more and higher the income created. Another amazing way Tesla stock will be expanding by 2030, perhaps to $250,000. In the interim, many years away, Tesla stays one stride in front of the opposition is through support with state-of-the-art innovation utilizing the latest and current computer-based intelligence and undeniable level turns of events and mechanical gadgets, which is one of its distinctive benefits. Likewise, setting up remarkable conveyance and creation numbers makes Tesla on target to win against the assumption for investigation. As far as advancement, Tesla is committed to being forward in the electric vehicle bend, making and conveying without any preparation when most customary automakers are quickly changing to electric vehicles. With Tesla being the undisputed head of the electric vehicles, the EV market is uniformly making progress against the promoting of the gas-powered motor, but the staggering increment of 73%, a large number of years with a 20% expansion over T2. Tesla broadcasted a record quarter of 241,300 electric vehicles conveyed in the following quarter Q3, a sum of 9275 Model S2X vehicles, as well as a 232,025. Model 3 and Model Y vehicles have likewise been given to people in general to the rejection of leases. 187,163 vehicles was sold for $9.874 billion in Q2 of 2021. Roughly 1550 S2 models was sold in that equivalent quarter. In Q3, around 7420 Model S2X vehicles and around 218,104 Model 3 and Y vehicle deals were away for rent as of then. At that point, the typical selling cost of all vehicles was around $53,000. In spite of the fact that Tesla's stock cost estimate might appear to be excessively hopeful, a consistently expanding pattern will make stocks rise quickly before interest in Tesla. There ought to be cautious spot of the dangers and risks assuming difficult issues come up. Tesla's valuation can quickly drop, and the organization's stock cost can go in reverse. Postpones popular, expanding contest, slow development, and issues in supply are a couple of the dangers that ought to be painstakingly thought out prior to getting and wagering on Tesla. No different either way, Tesla has a mission to accelerate the world's progress to practical energy, and it's doing exactly that. It's demonstrating each year that electric vehicles lessen our dependence on non-renewable energy sources. Building a superior method for driving effectively, rapidly, and with more fun with this. The fate of the vehicle organization is surely a brilliant one, and there is a hopeful expectation of a numerous increase expansion in its portion cost. So what are your perspectives on Tesla stock in 2013? Do you suppose $250,000 per share is plausible? Tell us in the remarks area underneath. Much thanks to you for watching. And keeping in mind that you're here, feel free to tap on one of these two recordings on your screen. See you there.